Happy day, students. Welcome to grade 6, chapter 1, computer languages. So, students, tell me why we use language. Yes? Yes, we use language for communication, right? Okay, tell me which is the language which we use between you and me. Yes, it's an English language. Okay, now, do computer understand English language? No. Yes, what is it? Computer basically understands only machine language, that is zeros and ones, a combination of zeros and ones. But we humans, can we recollect a sequence of zeros and ones? Imagine I'm giving you around 1,000 sequence of 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0. Will you be able to repeat back? Difficult, right? So there is where we use a high level language. Okay, now before proceeding further, as there are two types of computer language. One is high level language, other is a low level language. Low level language, we have two types. First generation language, which consists of zeros and ones, which we call as machine language. Second generation language, which is known as assembly language, which called as mnemonics. What is now mnemonics? Our small English words are there, right? Our words, not a full complete sentence. Those words we call like add, subtract, those we call as mnemonics. Yeah. So my general doubt, do computer understand? You told me mnemonics right now. So mnemonics will computer understand? No, definitely not. Computer understands only its machine language, which consists of zeros and ones. So someone should be there to convert these mnemonics to zeros and ones. Who will do that? It's done by an assembler. Next, we are going to see high level language. We have two types, third generation language and fourth generation language. Yes. So before proceeding further, I will just show you a small video. It's a very interesting video on the basic language, its type, the language processor. Yeah, then we'll come back to the video.
We have already learned that a computer understands only machine language. Let us learn more clearly about these computer languages today. Computer language. Class 6. Language is the medium to express our views and feelings. To communicate with the computer, we need a language that computer understands. For every action, a computer has to be given instructions accordingly. A program is a set of instructions that tells a computer what to do. The process of writing specific instructions in a computer language is called programming. Each programming language has its own specific rules. The development of computer languages has been classified in the above categories: machine language, assembly language, high-level language, and fourth generation language. Let us learn more about it. Machine language, first generation. It is the only language that a computer understands. It is expressed in binary form, that is, 0 and 1, where 0 means off state and 1 means on state. Machine language has very high speed and very low memory utilization. But understanding and learning machine language is a tough and time-consuming process. It is very difficult to write and debug programs written in machine language. It is extremely machine-dependent. A machine language program written on one computer may or may not run on another computer. Because of this, very few people opt for specialization in machine language. That is why machine language is also regarded as a low-level language. Assembly language, second generation. This language uses mnemonic codes or symbols in place of 0 and 1. For example, if the operation code for add is 010 in binary language, it can be directly written as add in assembly language, because assembly language uses symbolic code. Hence, it is easy to work with assembly language than in binary language. Since a computer can understand only machine language, so assembly language programs have to be converted into machine language. Translator programs, known as assemblers, were developed to convert the assembly language programs into machine language. A program written in assembly language is called the source program, whereas the program converted into machine language by the assembler is called object program or object code. Like machine language, assembly language is also machine dependent, and programming in this language is quite time consuming. Thus it is also regarded as low-level language. High-level language, third generation. To overcome the disadvantages of assembly and machine languages, people developed the language which is simple and user-friendly language, and language that is machine independent. Due to these features, it became easy to learn and use computer languages. A large number of people started writing computer programs using these languages. That is why it is known as high-level language. A high-level language is quite similar to the English language. Basic C, C++, Java, etc. are some of the very popular examples of high-level languages. High-level language programs need to be translated into machine language by using the translator programs. There are two types of translator programs: interpreter and compiler. Interpreter. This translator program is used to convert a high-level language program into machine language. An interpreter translates line by line, executes the instruction, and then repeats the procedure for all the instructions. If any errors are found, they are to be immediately removed. The converted form is not stored anywhere, therefore it has to be generated at the time of execution of a program. Interpreter programs are preferred for beginners and are slow in execution speed. For example, suppose the French president is visiting India on an official tour. In order to understand each other, both the French president and Indian Prime Minister would require an interpreter to translate the French language into the English language and vice versa. Compiler. The compiler is a translator program.
Okay, students. So, till now we have taught you, right? Now, moving on to the compiler. What's a compiler? I'll give you an example. Suppose I'm giving you a German novel. Yep. May not everyone know the German, right? So, it's difficult for us to convert a summarize a German novel. So, what happens is a person who knows German will read through it and he will give us a summary. Same functionality of a compiler. It goes through the program, the entire program, and then it says in line number 10, this is error, line number 30, this is error. There is no error, then no issues. It will just run out. Now let's see more about compiler.
Program used to convert a high-level language program into a machine language. A compiler translates the whole program at once, that is, it generates the object code for the program along with the list of errors. The execution is very fast. Fourth generation language, 4GL. Fourth generation languages are closer to human language than any other high-level language. Fourth generation languages are a combination of languages with the above features. Highly user-friendly and independent of any other operating system. Very high speed of execution, designed to reduce the level of programming efforts. Minimum efforts from the user to obtain any information. Designed to reduce the overall time it takes to develop software and the cost of software development. In 4GL, the user has to specify only the desired output. Now, let us know the features of all 4 languages we learned today. Features of machine language. Uses binary codes to depict operators and data. Machine dependent. The only language directly understood by a computer. Features of assembly language. Use mnemonic codes or symbols instead of binary numbers. Machine dependent. Has to be converted into machine language by translator programs. Assemblers. Features of high-level language. Uses English words and mathematical operators. Machine independent. Has to be converted into machine language by translator programs, interpreters and compilers. Features of 4GL. Machine independent. Minimal user skills required to obtain results. Application development tool. Let's remember. Programming is the process of writing specific instructions in a computer language. Machine language is the only language that a computer understands. Syntax are the rules governing the formation of statements in a programming language. An interpreter translates line by line, whereas a compiler translates whole program at once. The term software was first used by John W. Tukey in 1957.
Yes, students, so I think now we have got a brief idea on the chapter, right? Okay, now let's switch back to our PPT. Yes, so high level language is third generation language, and what else? Fourth generation language. So by this time you might know, you heard the semantic. What is semantic? Logical rule for creating syntax. Now what is syntax? It's the rules to create statements. Yeah, so Lady Ada Lovelace was the first one to coin out it. Then we have language processor, compiler, interpreter, and assembler. Yes, so with this we have come to an end of this chapter. I hope the class was clear to you. If you have any doubt, please clarify it. Yes, okay students, thank you.